this is Rydo, and we are back with another recording session of Hearthstone. Excuse me as I knock my mouse around. Okay, so we need to trade out this win 5 games with Paladin and Warrior. But we have, I think I curated one other one down to 40, but then the other one was... Okay, so... our central choice here is to play as the Mage. So today we will be doing an all Mage run. I suppose that's really the only thing we can do. We're up to 1235 in our gold count, and we are... maybe I need to speed up my... maybe I should just play with the mouse instead of using the controller. Pre-order is available. I did the announcement. I think I already talked about it too. Opens during April. They're not saying April 1st, so maybe we will get a couple weeks extra worth of income on our gold. But yep, 1235. Today we're gonna play as the Mage. I don't want to play it with the mouse. However, because at the moment of the games I'm recording, I keep saying out at the moment, I need to really get rid of these vocal tics. But the games I'm playing are all mouse based, keyboard and mouse. And so that's 3 games on the mouse, and Hearthstone is the only one that's still using the controller. Mapping the controller to Plague Inc. makes 0 sense because it requires 2 fast movements. Mapping it to
you asked for
Minecraft doesn't make a lot of sense because you end up typing in Minecraft a little too often, and it would just be a little slow. Which it's a little slow in this too, I will admit. Another one of my vocal tics of repeating phrases over and over again.
Job's done.
And then I just started today recording the Stanley Principle to follow up the
Job's done.
Bastion, and that's a keyboard and mouse game too. It really wouldn't benefit much from me bothering to try and controller to it. Although it probably wouldn't hurt it much if I did that either. Let's see. So the only game right now that can even use the controller, and I want to keep on the controller as much as possible because I'm starting to feel some strain, probably just because I don't have a good desk I'm sitting at or anything, as far as just where the mouse should be placed. This strategy should work pretty good. Keeping the rogue frozen, even if they try to summon a weapon, is gonna solve a lot of problems. Kinda dislike having to play as the Mage, but we haven't played with the Mage in a long time. I would love if they could just give, you could pick, oh, how would you want to put it? You could pick the extra experience you get after you're level 60.
Job's done.
Send that to a different character or have it spread around evenly to other characters. like an share XP in Pokemon.
No, that one.
Alright, so spells cost one
Someday I'll be
less.
just like you.
And we'll just kill this guy.
Job's done.
Was that the right move? I'm not sure it was. Summon. 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 And summon.
I'm ready.
I'm not
Job's
ready.
done.
I'm hoping to
Sneaky.
get the
Shush.
2 or 3
Quiet.
episodes, however many we get, done today pretty fast. And the reason is I just want to go work on the Stanley Principle. I'm hitting just a little bit of burnout
Someday I'll be just like you.
on Plague Inc. It's taking
No, smash.
a little bit longer than I
Job's done.
would hoped, but really I was hoping, I guess, for 100% success on all the levels to unlock everything faster. I'm trying to do my best to keep it spiced up, but it is feeling like Plague Inc. is going to turn into a series that's potentially as long as Binding of Isaac. I'm not careful. But it's not as very interesting to really hold on, have a legitimate reason to be that long.
Crush. No, smash.
I think we may have this. Yeah, with him down to 2, I don't think he can kill me,
Job's done.
unless he can kill every single one of my characters. Except for this one attack. I mean, even if this one attack does survive, I can do a fire blast. So I don't see how I'm not gonna win this one. I have 30 life, they have 2. They can freeze them all, sure. But if they can freeze them all, why are they doing all of this work? I still feel like on a lot of the games I'm doing that they are all older games. That was kind of the intention to begin
Someday
with,
I'll be just like you.
was that we were going to end up doing a lot of the older games and not as new games, and then the Talos Principle came out and that pushed me in a way that was really premature for what I was ready to do about playing new games. Not to say I have anything against new games, it's just I can't really afford new games. I would love to go, like the Talos Principle DLC is, I think, just around the corner. Am I gonna do it? No. And that's nothing to say against the Talos Principle, that's just the fact of it is a little bit to say against the Talos Principle. The Talos Principle didn't grab me so much that it has convinced me to buy the DLC again, sight unseen type thing.
Jaina
But a lot of it too is just like, I would love to be doing the Tales from the Borderlands, even though it's an episodic thing, and I kind of in my mind feel like I shouldn't do episodic things until they're all out. I'd love to, and maybe I'll go back and do some of the previous Tale things. A lot of the Telltale things I haven't done, I got like halfway through the first season of the Walking Dead Telltale game, and I don't know, I just got busy or something, and I didn't finish it. I don't recall there being anything objectionable about it or anything. It was just, I don't recall what happened. I got busy. I would assume that's what happened. Interesting. We got lucky on that move. Of course, I wasted a coin for no reason on that.
Job's done.
So I could do The Walking Dead, I could do
I must
The Wolf
safeguard.
Among Us. I do have a love for Borderlands though, so I do really want to do. It looks like that would be fun to do it, and on top of it just looking like it's gonna be fun, it also looks like it would be a slower paced and not as long series as just going and playing like Borderlands 1. Which I might be willing to do that, even though I really am not into doing first person shooters. If Borderlands 3 comes out, I'm might be willing to make an exception there.
Like you.
Let's see.
Job's done.
And so going back and doing a series of Borderlands 1 real fast would be okay. Doing Borderlands 2 real fast would be okay. It would be about the third or fourth time I played either game. And one of the problems I had with it, and I still kind of have with the Borderlands series, is that they didn't really allow you to transfer over your characters in any way. So I had like a level 60 Siren in the first game, and then I have to play as a different Siren in the second game with different abilities and all of that. And I felt that it was just a real shame that, to my knowledge, you were never given any kind of DLC or anything that would allow you to transfer over your old characters from the first game. I get that on the first play you probably don't want people to do that. I get that they wanted to start everybody at the beginning, but it had a pretty good leveling system, so that even if you were a max level the first time you played, you'd still be fighting pretty max level characters. So I kind of have that problem. I would definitely want to see in Borderlands 3 them turn that around and say, okay, now you can bring in every character you've ever been able to play as. And play as them, and we'll import your save, and you'll have your guns and all of that. And it shouldn't really matter. That was kind of the whole point of Borderlands, was that it shouldn't matter what level you're on, it shouldn't matter what guns you have. you should still be having a fun time, and it usually works. It worked almost throughout the whole game, I would say. Not throughout the whole game. But it worked over time it didn't. Alright. Alright, that was sucky. Let's go ahead and do this.
No, smash!
So yeah, I guess I would play Borderlands 3. I would love to be playing the Tales of Borderlands game right now. Are there a lot of other games that are new that I'd want to try out? Little things like... Oh, I didn't do that right at all. That was just stupidity on my part. I could have killed this guy.
Job's done.
If I had done the Fire Blast and gotten rid of the Divine Shield, then done 2 frozen attacks.
Minions, servants,
No, I
soldiers
can't
of
ever
the
kill
cold
this guy.
dark, obey the call of Kel'Thuzad.
Doesn't look like I'm gonna win this one.
Ready for this? Job's done.
But yeah, there's a lot of Steam games, just quick games I would love to do. As you can see, if you friend me on Steam, you're gonna see I have a wish list that's a mile long, and not every single game on there means I could do a series on it because I could get permission. Not every single game on there means I would even really want to play it. It's just I've made that list and grow that list on things that catch my eye. Really to not find was on the issue of on the issue of recording Steam games and not
Job's
getting
done.
permission. Jim Sterling yet again has gotten a copyright strike against him because he did a Steam trailer watch through for some game, and it made the person who made the game upset, and because of that, they put a copyright strike. So, this is about the 3rd time in recent history this has happened to Jim Sterling, and it's always the same. And let me try and be as fair as possible. Yes, technically and legally, if Jim Sterling wants to fight the lawyers, he has the fair use defense and the criticism defense that he can try and make. Although, a lot of times when he's just looking at these things, he's barely making any useful critique of the game. This last one, he was just laughing at the game and making fun of it, which certainly is going to antagonize somebody who spent a lot of effort, regardless of how good the game came out. It's going to antagonize
You asked
that
for
person.
it.
But yes, he probably would win, and yes, he could certainly make that legal defense that it was fair use. But I'm starting to feel like Jim Sterling and Total Biscuit 2, who have both been prominent about getting these copyright strikes, are either one, addicted to drama, and are either, whether they realize it or not, are intentionally, subconsciously causing the drama because they're not asking for permission for the games they're covering. If they had asked for permission, then I would give them more of a benefit of the doubt. In fact, so much so, I would say they were in the total right. And why do you want to cover games that aren't going to give you permission to even cover their trailers? That's a good question to ask yourself. So either A, they're addicted to the drama, or more nefariously, I'm starting to wonder if this is how they get spikes in their views. That it is somehow worth it to them to intentionally or subconsciously, well, I guess in this case I'd have to say they are intentionally have run the numbers and potentially having their entire channel locked out and losing their entire channel forever, just having it deleted, is somehow that risk is worth it, so that they can go on Twitter and say this, oh, I'm such a victim, oh, poor me, another of these horrible video game creators has sent a copyright strike out, which frankly I will editorialize and say anybody who sends a copyright strike out for anything is probably a horrible person. But it's probably some horrible lawyer for that horrible person, and a lot of times it might just be the legal department not talking to the owner or the creator of the company, or phrasing it in some way that they don't understand. I give Nintendo that benefit of the doubt, is that some lawyers in Japan have explained the copyright law to the Japan of Nintendo of Japan in such a way that they understand it as, if we don't send out copyright strikes to every single person we can find, then we will have less claim on our copyright, which is somewhat accurate. It's not completely inaccurate to say that that is true. That if you do not defend your brand, then you have less of a valid claim. But it's not the real reality of the situation.
Job's done.
Copyright itself is a whole mess. So I'm getting turned off on, to get back to it, I'm just getting turned off with Total Biscuit and Jim Sterling and this whole thing. It's happened to, I think, both of them 3 times. Why are they still covering games without permission?
I must consider.
I think maybe once they did have permission and there was still copyright strike, but when you fill out the content ID counter notifications, at least you which I imagine a lot of times they are calling the copyright strike, when really it is a content ID match, which is not the same thing. But when you fill out that counter notification on the content ID match, it says right there at the bottom, I believe this is fair use, right above it, it says I have written permission. Now I bet the ones that say, when you click I have written permission and here it is and let me explain the situation to you, I bet that gets a lot better standing in YouTube's eyes than just saying I think I have a fair use defense and all that. So that's why I've decided just to do written permission. Doesn't get me 100% out of content ID matches, but then I can counter them.
Is someone injured?
As a tip to anybody who makes YouTube, if you can record your game 30 days before, if you can record your game and have it uploaded 30 days before you planned on releasing it, in my experience, you can then counter a content ID match and say you have permission, and then if they don't want to respond in 30 days, which odds are they won't because they don't even have whoever content ID that probably doesn't even legally have the rights to the thing they're claiming they have the rights to. If you wait 30 days, then it goes away. And that's exactly what's happened for me, is that I've uploaded a series and there was really no reason, because it was an old game, to release it right then and there. I just said, you know what, I'll just wait the 30 days, and then all the monetization will be mine. Now, you can't really do that when you're doing a new game. I'll fully admit to that. You don't really have the option to do things like that if you're trying to do a new game. And I have recently seen that doing new games does seem to get a lot more interest on videos than not doing it. At the moment, I have like over 150 views on my BlackRock announcement video. So it is by far the most viewed video I've ever done.
Job's done.
Is the shortest video that was just talking about the announcement for BlackRock Mount. And the reason why it has so much views is pretty obvious to tell, is that the pre-order was available on the 19th. I put the video out on the 19th of March, or May, whatever month we're in, I think March.
I wonder.
So by doing videos that are relative,
Are lost.
ooh, that's a cool looking card. Restores 2 health powers, now it restores 4. So by doing relative content, it seems like you will definitely get a lot more viewership. And so I'm gonna try to do as much of that as possible, but I can't really afford to do as much as I should. If I knew a game was coming out and I already had permission lined up and it was gonna be brand new, I would try and get it on release date. If I could even get it before release date somehow, I don't know how I would really be allowed to do that, since I don't have any like industry connections with video games people. I would do that, and that would all be great if I could afford it. But
your magic shall
at the moment,
not save.
Not feasible.
Don't blink.
So can we race to the... Do I want to save myself? Yeah, let's save ourselves to 7 damage to the face. So, I guess I never really did watch Total Biscuit that consistently anyways. So, but I'll keep him and keep an eye on what he does. But and then Jim Sterling, my opinion on him is turning a little bit. I have to admit, it is turning. Maybe at some point in the future, somebody will say I've turned into the exact same thing, and I'm complaining about copyright strikes and all of that, but.
I am master of magic.
I don't think so, because I learned that lesson almost instantly doing YouTube. Really in the first month or two. Something content ID.
Don't blink.
Just doing random things, and going through that mess once should have been frustrating enough and revealing enough for everybody to never risk doing it again. And to take precautions. So why is it that these people, well, yeah, I guess they're really well watched, so that people are doing it because of their popularity, but if you're still just standing on fair use, I don't think you're standing on as firm ground as you need to be. And I guess this pushes me out of any thoughts of doing Steam trailer reviews like Jim Sterling does. I was kind of thinking about doing that, but not really. I don't see the point. I also haven't seen a great return doing that one stupid Steam game. Anyways, so how do you do it? Was the name of it. And I kind of understand why a lot of people aren't going to watch that, but
Job's done.
or even Google to see what it's about. So I'm probably going to stay away from that and stick to more longer series, not just do a bunch of spotlights on Steam games that, why do, really, if you think about it, why do I need to put in the public eye a game that is bad that nobody's heard of? Isn't that really just wasting everybody's time? Because if you've never heard of it before,
Job's done.
Unless there's a commentary, a really important commentary to make specific about that game, which most bad games don't have a specific commentary to make, it's just the same old commentary. Don't make bad games. Don't repeat the same things over and over again that nobody likes. So, I don't see a reason to do bad games. I don't see a reason to even bring them up in conversation. There was another game I wanted to do, was called Tormentum, which is a H.R. Geiger-esque art style with a point-and-click adventure game mechanics. Which, yeah, that'd be pretty fun to do the same.
You asked for it.
Do one of those games that's new. I've done a lot of point-and-click adventures in my life, and the concept of a new story to fit that would be pretty interesting, because how many times really can you play like Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade, or any of the Indiana Jones, or Maniac Mansion, Day of the Tentacle, all that stuff. All those point-and-click adventures, you can play them once, but for me it might be the 4th, 5th, 6th time I've played those, and so I'll know the story unless I've forgotten it. And there is the like remakes of
Well played.
what is it?
Put this apple on your
With the
head.
Pirate LeChuck. I forgot the name of that series. The Secret of Monkey Island, I think is what it's called. Yeah.
Me?
If that's the actual name of it, I hope this.
Job's done.
I would love to play those remakes, and I might do it. I want to do the Double Fine Adventure game that came out, but I'm waiting kind of until that ends, because they broke it into parts, and
I am master of
the next
magic.
part isn't out yet. So that's just a bad way for me as a YouTuber to do a game, would be to do it piece by piece, same as Tales from the Borderlands.
Job's
I'm
done.
just not gonna do games like that. I had maybe a small interest in doing the Resident Evil Revelations 2, but I'm not gonna do it if it's broken up into piece until the whole thing is out. And usually when things are broken out piece by piece, then you have to turn around and ask yourself, well, is there going to be some ultimate mega ultra collection of it that is going to be even better?
Job's done.
Now, for things like Borderlands and stuff, there are ultimate mega ultra collections right now, and I would love to be gifted that, because for my Rydo account, because I don't have those games on that account. That would be a great excuse to start over from the beginning. Let's see.
of magics. Me? Red alert.
Job's done.
So I'll do one here. Still can't do the. I destroyed the wrong creature. One problem I have to point out, and I cannot say I'm upset with having a lot of views on the Bystone thing announcement, is that even though it's gotten over like 150 views, it hasn't gotten a single new subscriber. Getting people to actually take action and subscribe seems to be a lot real difficult. Probably too difficult and more difficult than it should be.
I forget things.
And I don't know. I'm working on it. I still haven't gotten the intro completely done and made that I'm trying to propagate.
Magics.
Hit this guy twice.
Vaporization commencing.
Job's done.
But yeah, I need more subscribers. It hasn't gotten me a lot of subscribers. It hasn't gotten me a lot of shares. It hasn't really pushed people to watch more of my videos. And a lot of that is just me not doing the Series 2 release, getting that done. But a lot of it too is, I think YouTube, there's just a lot of YouTube waiters, as it were. And what I mean by proposing this as a phrase is that they just wade in the water. They're in the lazy pool at the water park. So it's just whatever YouTube suggests, they go next if they want to go anywhere, and that's it. So they don't choose their own direction, or they don't subscribe to anything. They type in Hearthstone, and maybe my video shows up in the search results, and they watch that, and then it suggests something else that isn't one of my videos, because YouTube just is kind of weird about what it suggested. In some ways, me and YouTube have the same goals, and in some ways, me and YouTube don't have the same goals. I would love, personally, to force everybody to watch every single one of my videos.
Ready for this?
And all of that, but that's not realistic, because if I did force everybody to watch all my videos, they won't really enjoy it.
Job's done.
Whereas YouTube would love to force people, or convince people is probably the more accurate term, not force, to watch as many YouTube videos, but not particularly my videos. And so YouTube is just going to point people to the most watched videos, assuming that they are the best because they're most watched. So very easily YouTube will start driving audience that was on my channel away from my channel. And I've made a suggestion on how we can try and have some more retention, as it would be called, and keep people on my channel while not irritating the viewers. Because if we irritate the viewer, if I irritate YouTube viewers, or if YouTube irritates YouTube viewers too enough, then the YouTube viewers will just go away, and then we'll both have lost all of our audience. And that's a lot of what YouTube tries to do, whether or not they're successful, is prevent creators who are overzealous from accidentally
Ready for this?
causing the destruction of all of YouTube. Alright, let's see if we can get lucky and hit the face 4 times.
Job's
Missed.
done.
I'm close, but
Well played.
he may still win if he can do 8. So I have no way of keeping, other than putting an outro in and directing people to more of my videos. That is my only opportunity really to, oh look, he's gonna win. If he can get 2 more, he's gonna win. Can he do it? I think he can do it. Oh, he can do it! That is a well played. Didn't have time for well played. Yep. I've made a couple of suggestions to YouTube, which probably are going completely unnoticed. I suspect there's probably only 20 people running the whole thing, and it's just this mess of people struggling to keep everything running and conflicting ideas. You can see a lot of where there's just a lack of communication and a lack of concise
Your soul shall be mine.
opinion
You
gathering
asked for it.
among the YouTube creators and the people who make YouTube. You can see this very much in their new feature cards, because there's this new feature cards that puts a little eye in the top right corner of your video, and every now and then it will slide out some text and say suggested video or fan funding or fundraising or a few other things. Now you can only have 5 cards in the entire video. You can't really do as much with the cards as you can with annotations, in which you could have an unlimited, to my knowledge, amount of annotations. And you can't certainly do like the outro videos, where you would have a video and you'd click on the video and it would take you to that video. That is in no way in the cards
Just like you.
Job's done.
so that it is in the default video. And that's really where I'm going to be using annotation, is the outro videos, so I can get away from saying my long ending. I'm just going to say thank you for watching, have a good evening. It's going to fade out to an outro video that's going to start playing music and be about
Someday I'll be just like you.
maybe a minute long, and it's going to have links that everybody can click on.
The shadow engulfs us.
Job's done.
Of just all the links that I'm saying at the moment. So if you want to subscribe, if you want to comment, I may not have links to allow you to comment, but definitely a subscribe button. There is no subscribe card at all. You can't even push people to subscribe to your channel. Okay, so they come out with this card, and it thinks it's not a great feature, but it's heck, it's a new feature. Maybe they'll work on it. But in the effort of coming out with the cards and putting it in the top right corner, that's where the watermarks used to be. So now every single watermark that anybody's been used, if you put a hard watermark on your video, it will be covered up by the eye. If you have been using the YouTube watermark system, it will put your watermark now in the lower right corner. So if you had video there, now you've messed up all your previous videos because it's going to be a watermark there that you weren't expecting to be there. Now, I would recommend to not put tons of stuff in the lower right corner of your videos anyways. Your thumbnails in particular, that gets covered up by the length when you're looking at it on at least the Android YouTube things. So I've already had a problem where I was going to put episode numbers right in the lower right corner, and I was like, well, that doesn't work. You can't see them on the mobile thing. The only thing that Cards does have going for it is the fact that it sorta works on mobile, whereas annotations don't work. Now, I don't think that's the right solution though. I think the right solution would have been to just get annotations working on mobile. It's really that simple. That's what we really want. I want people to be able to click on where I say, click here to subscribe on a mobile thing, and it actually work, instead of it not working. But whatever. But then there is the thought, which is just a rumor, and I've only heard it from one person, and it's probably not true. But there is the thought that if they're going to come out with these cards, and the rules say if you have cards enabled, annotations are turned off, there is the thought that they're going to get rid of annotations completely, and just disallow them. And if that is truly the case, I would not be happy, because I'm spending a lot of effort trying to make an outro that absolutely relies on annotations, and if annotations are turned off and never allowed to be used again, not only have I wasted all of my effort, but my plan and my hope to gather and help people subscribe and do all of that is just thrown out of the window for really little reason. So if that really happens, I'll be mad at YouTube, definitely. And it really goes to show, in my opinion, where YouTube is just not understanding the annotation issue. Now, I understand that people don't want annotations on when it's popping up text things and it's just like pop up, pop up, pop up, pop up. Nobody likes pop up. So maybe they roll back on the annotations, or they allow people to report videos that have too many annotations. They already allow people to disable it by default.
Your soul shall suffer.
So it's not like you can't just turn it off in the settings to begin with. But the only one that I have that pops up the words is the word subscribe on my intro video. Everything else, all the annotations are just black spotlight annotations that draw invisible boxes around video, parts of the video. And I don't see a problem with those. So maybe if they're going to get rid of the ones that pop up any text and are more pop-up like, I would be fine. And if they said those are going to be cards now, I'd be okay with that. But if they're going to get rid of the spotlight ones, no, that's a problem. And then the limited things you can link to, the limit of the number of cards on cards is just ridiculous.
Are you ready for this?
So I just kind of have to wait and see on that. But I would definitely like some more features in YouTube. Working on the back end of YouTube is a mess. And to get back to annotations, one of the features that is totally missing from YouTube is the ability to copy annotations from one video to the other. So either I can make a macro program and have it make the exact same annotations for every single video, which is over 400 now, when I attach an outro to it, which is also going to be its own slow process, in which I'll have to upload the outro videos and then attach it, make a new video. For every new video I make, that means I lose all the views that that video has had in the past. So it will be at the lowest ranking and not seen by anybody. So there's just a whole nightmare scenario there. I probably won't even bother to put outros on any of the old videos.
Almost out of time.
That's really where Series 1 and Series 2 break. And that's the dividing line. If it's going to have an outro, once I get the outro done, that's probably where the... Let's see. When your opponent plays a card, draw 3.
Well played.
Can I kill?
What to do?
Don't blink.
What to do?
He's got 6 cards. If I could play 2 cards, I could get him to run out. If I could play like 3, I might even do some major damage to him. Yep, but he's got me down. But yeah, you can't copy annotations. Now there is this plugin that seems to work called YouTube Better, but it also feels like a very much a scam. We'll do one more game. I think we've already done 5, but we'll do one more. It also feels like it's a scam because the reviews on it say a lot of people have subscribed to their $60 a year magazine, and then they don't, that, which is supposed to unlock the trial version of this plugin.
You
And
asked for it. My magic
a lot of
will
reviewers
tear
saying
you
it
apart.
doesn't. And then the other option is, instead of paying the $60 a year, you join their network, which lets them take 10% off of the 90% that you get, because YouTube is always going to take its 10%. So give them a 10% off the 90% you would have potentially gotten as far as gross revenue. And for this plugin, which does copy annotations, but man, that is not worth it. If you're doing well at all, which I'm not at the moment, you would assume that by the end of 1 year, you would have gotten more than $60 in income. Yeah, that doesn't make a lot of sense when you think about it. And yes, the YouTube buddy is promising they're gonna push an update to so you can copy cards over, which you can't also copy that either. In fact, you really can't copy anything over from any of the videos. It did have like YouTube Buddy does have like a profile system, so if you're uploading one game, you select that profile and then you have default tags, default description, default everything. It also claims to be able to allow you to put like, check out my latest video at the bottom of the description, but I tried it a couple times and it did not work. So maybe I have too many videos at 400 that it was gonna sit there and try and do all of that, but it didn't work. So the whole thing seems like it would work. Like any good potential scam, it seems like it's gonna work, but the price is too high. There's something fishy about it. And frankly, just on a moral perspective, this should not be, I shouldn't have to go to a third party plugin that's manipulating YouTube to have features in YouTube. YouTube should just have those features. The other problem is I just need folders. I gotta get folders. Their search for videos is fine, but it's not good enough. It is just not good enough. I've got too many things too many videos.
Put this apple on your
I've
head.
been very consistent, and I wish I was rewarded, have been more rewarded for my consistency, but not yet. Maybe in the future. All of Series 1 seems a little odd, doesn't to me, because we've spent a lot of time, been very consistent, Monday through Friday. As far as I know, never missed anything, never missed a day or anything like that. Maybe I did, but I don't remember. If I did. And that, just being consistent hasn't attracted people. I think it will keep people, but I just don't think it attracts people. What attracts people is I gotta convince random people that are watching that they want to continue watching throughout the whole video. I've got to convince people to subscribe and see the other videos. Maybe I need to put the outro right at the beginning as the intro, and that's weird. And that kind of sucks. But if I could copy annotations, I would pop up text then and say, please subscribe now, please do this, please do that. Because it seems like a lot of people don't ever even get to the end of it. Now I'm trying to help people with that. I'm trying to make videos as short as possible, but you gotta work with me. It seems like even with a 5-minute video, people don't want to watch the 5 minutes. So it gets down to the point, can I just edit videos down to 1-minute videos? And I'm like, well, no, not really.
Not all who wander are lost.
Double the damage and healing of your spells and hero power. Interesting. So it's like 12. Sweet, I can win. I can win next turn as long as this guy's still alive. I don't know if they're gonna keep him alive though.
Put this apple on your head. Oh! Oh!
That would have won me the game. If we deal 1 damage to everybody, if we deal damage to this guy, and if we deal 1 damage to this guy, we're still gonna win. There is one other way to copy annotations. It's like a script where you have to just try and run that with grease monster scripts and such. Boy, does that not sound fun or look fun. Magic detected. Looks a little risky. It's not nowhere as nicely looking as the YouTube Buddy plugin. And I just wish that plugin was free. I don't care if it was free and then it made me personally sit through ads every time I used it. That would be fine. But I can't have it put ads on my video secretly, which some of these plugins were doing. And I can't have it taking revenue away from my video. The other way. Which some of them were doing, and joining their network, which joining a network is, it's not really helpful, I don't think. It's kind of like having a potential lawyer for you, but the lawyer doesn't really know what they're doing, and they're just filling out the content ID count notifications the same as you would do. It's kind of, I'd say it's most like having Um, Using a tax preparer, and since it is tax time, I'll go with that, right? Yeah, like tax preparers don't care about you. And like most people, they're gonna be generally lazy. So, what makes you for a second think you can trust them to do your taxes the best for you? Really? Not a lot. And I have seen a lot of examples of them do nothing. Just standard deductions and fill out these forms. A lot of times they go through computer programs and they're just asking you very basic questions which don't really get to the full heart of what options are available to you as far as taxes.
Give that minion a turn to get ready.
And so they don't do anything for you, really, a lot of times. Now, I'm sure there are some really great CPAs out there that really work hard for their taxes. But that's probably not the people that have a booth inside of a Walmart. That's probably not it. They just want that tax preparation fee of however much they charge, and they want to get as many of those as fast as possible. And guess how do you get as many of those as fast as possible? You do it by not doing a lot of work.
Well
So
played.
if you're gonna get with a network on YouTube, they just want your 10%, and they're not gonna do a lot of work for you. They're gonna fill out the same forms you can fill out, and that's about it. They don't have any special power. They're not going to magically stop all copyright notifications and all of that. They're not going to be able to fight. They're not going to have a legal team ready to go just to fight for you. No way. No how. I don't know. Maybe there is some network out there for the top 0.01% of YouTubers that will have special things like that, but anything that a new YouTuber gets invited to, they just want a cut of your income, and that's it. And they'll say they'll protect you, but they're not really protecting you. Nobody's really protecting you but you, and that is always the case. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. I think we've done 6 mage runs, and we didn't get 2 victories, which kind of sucks. Next time we'll break it up and do priest and warlock, and hopefully we'll get that done, and then we'll probably end up doing a 3rd episode doing more mage runs. And if we get 1 mage, we'll switch it up to mage and shaman at that point, and we may even do a 4th episode. Anyways, that's the end of this episode. As always, I ask you to like this video, share it, subscribe to my channel, get all your friends to subscribe, comment if you want to. Give me comments if there's a reason why you think people aren't subscribing, why you're not subscribing. I mean, just because you click subscribe doesn't mean that you have to watch every video I ever release. It just means you're gonna get notifications. You're gonna be on the ball when something gets released. And watch every second of my videos. Let me know in the comments if there's a reason why people are dropping off and not watching all my videos. If you want to support me through fan funding, please do. Click on my name, Rydo. That takes you to my main YouTube page. Great place where you can subscribe right there. But on the right is a blue button that says support this channel. Any amount you can donate to me will be greatly appreciated. That helps me get those new games or do something else to improve my channel and get the ball running. If you want to follow me on Twitter or Google+, that still helps me a little bit. It's definitely worth doing. You can certainly follow me on Twitter and Google and Plus and then mute me later if you find me annoying. That still helps me. If you want to friend me on Steam or Battle.net, might as well. That's not going to hurt you. It's not going to hurt me. All the information to do all of that is down below in the description. Please do follow me on all those things. What's it matter? Thank you for watching. Have a good evening.